Hi there. The title of our message is Maunday, Thursday, and the Son of God. Welcome to my home. And we're going to talk about different things for confirmation, encouragement, enlightenment, and enjoyment. So come along, a theological journey of enlightenment, growth, and enjoyment. Let's have fun. If this message blesses you, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now, today is Holy Thursday, also known as Maunday Thursday. Maunday Thursday is also known as Holy Thursday again, which has to do with the Passover. The Passover feast, according to the Gospel of Luke, was a very important part of the life of Jesus. As a child, he celebrated Passover with his parents. This was a memorial to the Hebrews' deliverance from slavery or bondage in Egypt. In Luke chapter 22, verse 15, the adult Jesus expressed his desire to eat the Passover with the disciples. This feast also commemorates the institution of the Eucharist, known as Holy Communion. And when we talk about the Son of God, we're going to read about a cruel death. They were all too busy. No one heard him as he stood facing Jesus, who hung there on the cross. The Roman centurion had seen everything as events had unfolded. He seemed to have been on duty all week. He had been there, watching through the temple doorway, as Jesus had overturned the tables and sent the traders and money changers away. My Father's house is a house of prayer, Jesus had declared. Later that week, the centurion had been a member of the guard sent to arrest Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He could remember what one of Jesus' followers had said as he was about to betray him to them. The man you are to arrest will be difficult to see in the torchlight, Judas had explained. Well, you'll recognize him when I kiss him on the cheek. After taking Jesus to the Jewish high priest, there was the back and forth between Pilate, the Roman governor, and Herod, the Jewish king. Neither wanted responsibility for this man. Finally, Pilate had had enough. He stood in front of the crowd and offered them Jesus, the teacher and healer, or Barabbas, a murderer. When the crowd chose to release Barabbas and crucify Jesus, Pilate had asked for a bowl of water. I find this man has done nothing wrong, he declared. I wash my hands of this matter. With that, Jesus was handed over to the Jewish authorities. The other guards had made fun of Jesus. They stripped off his outer coat, dressed him in a purple robe, and made a crown out of twisted twigs, pushed it onto Jesus' head. Then they spat on him and punched him. Now Jesus was dying, nailed to the cross on the hill called Golgotha, the skull. While some of the guards gambled to see who was going to have Jesus' robe, Mary, his mother, was in tears. The disciples were trying to console and comfort her as they watched in grief and shock. Some of the crowd jeered and shouted insults at Jesus. You saved others, why don't you save yourself now? They cried. But the centurion gazed up at the face of Jesus. All week he had seen and heard what Jesus had done and said. Truly, this man is the Son of God. And whispered when he said that, This was the centurion speaking. And he was. Jesus had come to earth and had taught, healed, and forgiven the people, as was God's plan. Jesus had come to save all people. I hope you enjoyed this reminder of why we celebrate Maunday, Thursday, as well as Easter, our Resurrection Day. So please remember the sacredness and how much He loved us. Until next time, live, learn, and enjoy the journey. This has been a cup of tea and a word with Orzie.